Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, it's me, John. I have sunscreen on, but it's not about sunscreen, it's not about anything, it's about makeup. And today I'm going to talk about a foundation that I've just bought during like Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, which is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Full Coverage Foundation. This is a full coverage and ultra lightweight foundation with skin loving vitamins C and E and SPF 15 to moisturize, smooth, and protect the skin. Say yeah to pores and fine lines, and hello to soft airbrush finish that you will party with you, not against you. Look fresh and flawless all day, every day. And this is a foundation that's made in Thailand. It's cruelty-free, vegan-friendly formula. So people that who cares about cruelty-free, who is the vegan, you can use this foundation. It has SPF 15. It's a chemical-based sunscreen. This is a very liquidy formula. You can hear that you have to shake before you apply the foundation. And we will start our review first impression on this foundation. Let's get started. So today, to start with our review, we will use our try and true primer, which is the e.l.f. poreless putty primer, and in the shade Universal Sheer. And I will pick up some primer. So my sunscreen has dried down, and now I'm patting in the primer. It's definitely the sunscreen, the tint of the sunscreen is definitely very light. So I won't wear this by itself. So skin is primed, and I will apply the foundation. So why don't I just wear half primer and half without primer, or I just use a brush to apply this, is because that's how I apply my foundation, and I want to show you how I do my foundation, and this is how I would test out the foundation. So I will be using a buffing brush to apply this, and I will stipple this around, so I have to shake it up. I'm using the shade Shell, and it's a dropper bottle. So I will get a dot amount first. I will slowly build up the coverage. So it's really full coverage on the screen. It feels really lightweight. A pump has gone. It's not a pump, it's like the dot has already gone. And a little dot goes a really long way. You can see like half of my face is well covered. Let's use a mirror. So using a brush to blend this out, to stamp it out, it definitely leaves a bit of like texture. Like in the light it looks really smooth, but I definitely have to buff out to tap the foundation. really does cover most of my redness. Let's lower the light down. So you can see there's still some texture on my skin. A lot of luminosity on this foundation. Definitely not the smoothest kind of like foundation that I've tried, but the finish is really nice. It's really water-like, the finish. And now I'll drop a bit more out for my forehead. So this is the foundation itself. It doesn't feel matte, but it does have some tag on the skin. It's definitely sticky. I will let it set for a while, and let's see how it feels.
A few moments later.
It's definitely still sticky after I left it to like set for a bit, and some came off, which is normal, which is really normal. So I will set my face with the Fit Me powder, which I mean this is some of the best and expensive drugstore powder that I've tried. I don't bake, or I don't like use concealer as much as some people do, because I just don't need that. And sometimes I feel like the foundation does the job and I don't really need the extra help. But sometimes when I try to do looks, I will use them. So it definitely takes away the shine from that, which we can introduce the shine back through some highlight and setting spray. It definitely still have some tech, but it's more so set down. Now I will use the chocolate Soleil bronzer from Too Faced to bronze. To highlight with, I will be using the Master Chrome in the shade 100 Molten Gold. I found like the rose gold version of this, and I think it's beautiful, but I don't need that right now. And I like a bronzing glow, like a warm kind of like glow on my skin. Since summer in Australia, and I want to look bronzing glow on my skin. And then just to brush out the brows, to finish up the look, brush out the brows, and I would set it with brow gel that I love. I really like the ABH Clear Brow Gel. It definitely sets in the brow. I really think that sometimes when I use like tinted brow gel, they make my brows look really bushy and like they look really filled in. But sometimes I want to go natural. And then I will put on Maybelline Pump Up Colossal Mascara. To set the face, I will use the Revolution Base Fix. Let it set and see what time it is. I think it's 9:15 or so. It's 9:21 right now, and I will see you 5 o'clock. Yeah, 8 hours later. I will see you by then. See you soon, and I will tell you how I feel about the foundation. Bye. So hi guys, let's check our time. It's now 5:22. It's been 8 hours of wear. It's not a really hot day. I've been out twice, and this foundation did last really nicely, I think. Let's check how I look up close. So I can definitely see it caked around the nose, which is normal. It's not drying at all. Some rubbed off here, around here, where my glasses definitely rubs there. There's some disruption there. Other than that, I don't see much. So talk about the formula. This formula have alcohol. It's like the third ingredient in here. So if you are someone that's like, I don't like alcohol in my products, or if you are allergic to like sunscreen, it has octocrylene in here. If you are allergic to that, or if you don't want alcohol in a foundation, this will definitely not be your foundation, and I do not recommend people like with like very sensitive skin to use foundation with alcohol, or like dry skin people to use things with alcohol or with sunscreen in this. This is a chemical sunscreen, so you don't have to be scared of like, oh, it will have flashback. This should not have flashback in this. If the formula itself is like they have like bounce back, that's the foundation themselves, not the sunscreen. So I think it's really full coverage in terms of the foundation. It's nothing, it's really peeking through. Not a lot of redness is peeking through. I can see some spots here, some redness around my mouth area where it's really normal because I've shaved. Overall, it did really nice. It definitely some mascara smudge on my foundation, which is normal, but I don't see a lot because I didn't apply a lot of foundation today. And I've set my foundation, which sort of helps. So, and we will use a blotting paper to check how oily I am. So to say the least, I don't really feel oily. I feel heavy, but not oily. Let's see. So I can see some foundation definitely stayed stained here. If you can see, not really oily. There's some oil that's peeking through. This is a water spot, don't mind me. Not really oily. Let's use another one to see how oily my forehead is. This is usually the test. Not really oily. It's like there's some oil. Definitely. I can see some foundation came off just a little bit on the edge. There's not a lot of oil. Let's see the nose area where I feel like sometimes I get the oiliest around the nose, and foundation usually come off here the most. Let's see. So not really oily. I think some foundation definitely came off like the place where my glasses are. Some here you can see here. Overall, I don't feel really oily, and my foundation isn't really super like greasy feeling or oily feeling. I can definitely touch my face. It's definitely have settled in. So overall, this is a really liquidy foundation. Really runny. You can see it has that smell where you can smell sort of the alcohol in it. It's really high up in the ingredient list, so that's why you can smell the alcohol. Let's set with a powder and see how it looks. It definitely sets really nicely. Definitely sets right back into like a very velvety finish. Overall, if you don't mind that it has sunscreen and alcohol in it, this is a really beautiful kind of foundation. It's a real liquidy formula, so it's like very glides on real easily. If you want to like avoid like alcohol in this, you can like tip some out and then let it evaporate for a bit, because alcohol evaporates quite quickly, and let it just sit on your back of your hand, or use something that you can put on and just let it evaporate a bit, let it like sink in a bit, let it dry down a little bit, and then apply it on. The alcohol might there might be less alcohol on this. Overall, I'm quite impressed with this foundation because it's not that expensive. It's 20 Australian dollars, and I bought it when it's like close to and half of its $11 when I bought this. It's a 13 ml bottle. It's a 1 fluid ounce bottle, which is really nice. I like how compact this is. I do like a pump, but sometimes a squeezy tube is like really easy, really makes things really compact, and it's like you can just drop it into your bag and you're good to go. Don't use this on itself. What I mean by that is, if you think that this is a sunscreen, you have to use 1 ml each time for the whole face, for the labeled amount of SPF in it, and you don't want to apply that much foundation on your face. You want it to be like, I know some people like it very full coverage, but you have to layer it by on a thin layer, and sometimes you will look really cakey really quickly with like foundation like this. Not saying this is a cakey foundation, but when you apply so much on, you can look really cakey, really thick, kind of like foundation. You look like skin. Overall, I do like this. I will continue to use this maybe sometime, and it didn't really beat my L'Oreal Total Coverage foundation, which is my favorite one, but this one is way easier to blend than that one. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and click the bell button to get all the notification when I launch a new video, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.